Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by here or coming across this channel, my name is Fola and I'm the voice behind Data Solutions Heaven. So in this channel, I talk about or create content around data analysis, data science, using Excel, Power BI, and Python. So if this is something that interests you, kindly do well to subscribe to my channel, like my content, share my videos with your friends so that they can also benefit from what we're doing here. Also, don't forget to put on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. Right. So in today's tutorial or in today's video, we'll be learning together a very important tool, an interesting tool in Excel called Scenario Manager. So the Scenario Manager is a utility in Excel. It is available as part of the What If Analysis Toolkit. It's a powerful tool that allows you create, manage, and compare different scenarios for your data. It's useful when you want to see how certain values affect the outcome of your calculations. So by creating and comparing different scenarios, you can gain valuable insights into your potential outcomes of your decisions. Okay, so I've created this simple data set that will help us to see how the tool works. So this is a simple vacation planner that I have created. So when you're going on a vacation, you have a budget that you want to spend, right? So for this example, my budget is £3,000, and then these are my travel costs, the flight cost, hotel and accommodation cost, food and beverages, activities and tours, and miscellaneous shopping and other things. Okay, so to create a scenario or to create different scenarios, what you do is you have your data set ready and then you come. Okay, so before you do that, you want to create a named range for your data. So any value in your data that will change figure at any point or that you want to create different scenarios for, you create a named range for them. This is so we can easily reference them, because if you do not, for example, my figures in white here, the ones without the colored, the ones that are not colored are the figures that I would like to change in this scenario. So to be able to reference this cell, if I don't create a named range, it will reference it as cell B4. If I don't name this one, it will reference it as cell B10. And assuming I have a very long list of data, it might become difficult to reference by this way. So a better and easy way to do this is to create a named range. So to create a named range, you highlight your data that you want to change, or yeah, that will be changing figures without the titles. So you highlight this and then I'll click on my control button or my computer keyboard to highlight this section as well. So you come onto the formula tab, you come under the defined names section, then you click on create from selection. Okay. Now Excel is asking you, how do you want me to create this named range? So you see the options we have: create names from values in the top row, create names from values in the left column, create names from values in the bottom row or the right column. So in this case, I want to create names based on the left column. So I want to reference this 3,000 by the name budget. I want to reference 975 by the name flights and the likes. Okay, so I click on OK. Now our named range has been created. To confirm that, you can come under the home tab and then click on this under the name box, click on the drop down arrow. You'll see all our named cells. So for activities, if I click on activities, it goes to the activity. If I click on budget, it goes to the budget cell. and like that. Okay. So the next thing now is to create scenarios. To create a scenario, you come under the data tab, and then you go under the um, forecast toolkit. You click on the what if analysis, click on the drop down arrow and select scenario manager. Okay. So you can here you can click on add to create a scenario, and then you name your scenario. So in this one, assuming I want to travel alone all by myself, I want to go and enjoy life alone. So let's say I want to travel all alone to just anywhere. Let's say France, for example. Travel alone to France, or let me just put it in a bracket. And then now the changing cells, these are the cells that will be changing values in my scenario. So for this case, I'll delete B4. Okay, B4 is one of the cells that will change, so I'll leave it as that, and then I'll put a comma and select all the other ones, which is my flight to my miscellaneous. Okay, so once you have your changing cells selected, you can go ahead and click on OK. Now, because this is at the figures I want, assuming this is at the figures, if I was to travel alone, right, I'll just leave them as it is and go ahead and click on OK. So I have my scenario already created, travel alone to France. Now, assuming I am traveling with my family to the same France, let's create another scenario for that. Travel with family to France. Now, this time around, the changing cells are the same, so I would leave that as it is, and I'll go ahead and click on create. Now, this time around, because I would not be traveling alone, I'll be traveling with my family, my expenses would change figures, right? My flight ticket will be different, my food and beverages would definitely not be the same. My activities and tours will not be 450 because now we are more. Okay, so but my budget will still remain 3,000 because I want to plan my cost, my trip around the 3,000 budget. Okay, but my flight, like I said before, because I will not be traveling alone, will not remain the same. Rather, it will be more. So in this case, it will no longer be 975. Let's just double it for the purpose of the example. So let's say I have 1,950 as my flight expense. My hotel and accommodation may be the same because, of course, we can all remain in the same hotel room. Now, let's say my food and beverage will also double. Let's say 700 instead of 350. My tour and activities can increase to 500, for example. Okay. And then my miscellaneous, I'll put it at 800. So once you have all of that, you can go ahead and click on OK. So now I have the two scenarios, travel alone to France, travel with family to France. Let's create two more so that we can create across all the different scenarios. Okay. So now let's say I want to travel to another country which is farther away from where I am currently. I'll create another scenario for that. Let's say travel to Dubai, travel alone to Dubai. The changing cells will remain the same. Click on OK. So travel alone to Dubai, my flight cost, for example, now can now be 1-1 because it's farther away from England, where I am at the moment. Okay, and then hotel accommodation, let's say 600 for 3 days. And then my food and beverages, I don't eat so much, so I will leave that as it is. My travel and tours, I'll leave that as it is. My miscellaneous may increase because this is Dubai. We have gold there, we have other exotic items. So my expenses may be higher. So for this, I'll put my expenses at 800 and then you click on OK So I have the three scenarios. Now, again, assuming I want to travel to Dubai with my family, let's create a scenario for that. Travel with family to Dubai. So in this case, my flight will be, let's say, 1,450. These are just fictitious values; they are not accurate. The hotel accommodation can be 600, same as if I was going alone, because again, we can all stay in the same room. My food and beverages, I'll leave that at 500. My tours and activities, I'll leave that at 550. And then miscellaneous, let's say 1,000, because we are more, we'll be buying more things now. Okay, so you go ahead and click on OK. You can go on and create as many scenarios as you want. Okay, so once you are done, you can toggle around between the different scenarios. Um, you can click on show. For example, let's say I want to look at travel alone to France. Click on show. Okay, why is my show not working? Click on show. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not working here, but once you click on show, you'll be able to, okay, it's working actually. So travel alone to France, if I click on show, you'll see that the figures are the same, right? Uh, so because this is my original, so I felt it wasn't working, it was actually changing. So if I was traveling alone to France, my budget is 3,000 and these are my costs, and the amount left is £125. So I am still within the budget. Good. Now, travel alone with family to France, if you click on show, I am I'll be spending way above budget by £1,450. Travel alone to Dubai, click on show. Also, I'll be spending £3,000 more than my set budget. Travel alone with family to Dubai, if you click on show, I'll be spending 1,100 above my budget. So these are my different scenarios. Assuming I have a lot more, it may be difficult to remember all the different figures between the when you compare the scenarios, right? So the best way to do this is to create a summary so you can view the summary of each scenario side by side. So the way to do that is you click on the summary here, and Excel is asking you, how do you want me to create this summary for you? Do you want me to create a scenario summary, or do you want a scenario pivot table report? So in this one, I want a scenario summary, right? So you select that and then go ahead and click on OK. Once you click on OK, Excel will create a new worksheet for you with all your different scenarios side by side, and then you can compare and make your decisions, right? So for this one, our current value is our original data that we have created. Okay. And then if I was traveling alone to France, sorry, our current value is the default scenario that was selected when you were creating the summary. So as at the time I was creating this summary, I was on the travel with family to Dubai. So you will see that the figures here are the same with the ones here. Okay. That's the current selected scenario. Okay. So for the four scenarios that we created, travel alone to France, travel with family, travel alone to Dubai, travel with family to Dubai. So you can compare side by side, and then that way you'll be able to make a decision as to where you eventually travel to, and if you will eventually be traveling alone or travel with family, and then increase your budget. I hope you've been able to find this useful and helpful. Also, you may want to, so the scenario summary is, like I said, is a very interesting tool in Excel. It helps you create different scenarios, and then that way you can make a decision. Now, some of the use cases of the what if scenario or what if analysis. The scenario manager, like we've seen is in this example, is budget planning. So you can use it to create budget scenarios for different things, right? In this case, we have used it for travels, for vacations planning. You can use it to evaluate your JAPA scenarios. For example, you want to JAPA to study, you want to JAPA on care, you want to JAPA alone, you want to JAPA with family. So all of this will be able to help you determine your expenses, and that way you'll be able to make better decisions. Also, you can use it in investment analysis. You can use it to create scenarios for different investment returns to see which one you would eventually be venturing into. You can also use it for pricing analysis if you're a salesperson. You can create scenarios for different pricing strategies to assess their impact, or to assess rather, to assess their impact on your profit margins. Okay, I hope you've been able to find this useful. Kindly do well to like the video, drop a comment, and share your opinions with me. Let me know if you like the content. Also, do well to share with your friends. And if you are yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.